All right, I like this walkout music. And can you tell that this is the Irish coming in?
Oh dear,
It's a
we know how they
battlefield.
like MMA.
Colm Considine, fighting out of Universal MMA by way of a few different places. San Francisco, LA, Dublin. He's 1-0 in mixed martial arts. His first fight being back in his homeland of Ireland. It was in Dublin. He won that fight, but it was by disqualification. So he says, you know what? I want to win legit this time. He's been waiting a long time to get in the cage again.
He said he got a 2-year work visa here in Canada, Craig. He wanted to do a little work and a little fight. If my Irish is polished up at all.
That wasn't bad.
As a McBride, you know, I should have a little Irish in me talk there. So
you have to wonder if maybe one of his inspirations,
the man
on
himself,
the scene, Conor McGregor,
yeah. And you know, the Irish invasion, Joe Duffy and Cathal Pendred, all these guys, Patrick Holohan, you know, all these guys that have put Irish MMA on the map, and now we're seeing it at the grassroots level here in North America as Battlefield Fight League welcomes, you know, not the first, but the first in a little while that I can remember of a fighter with his previous fight being over in Europe.
I like the walkout music.
It's fighting music, Greg.
It's fight music, and I'm not going to lie to you, it's pub music.
It is a pub. Well, fights happen in pubs. I don't know if you've frequented many, but every once in a while there's a dust up in those places, you know?
All right,
especially in Dublin.
Colm's 24 years of age, training for 3 years, and we'll see what he brings if he can go 2. And he's fighting Scott Pipping.
Former setup man for the great one, Michael Jordan, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you are mistaken.
I am mistaken. Never mind. They both pronounce and spell their names differently. No, all joking aside, Scott Pipping is 1-1 inside a Battlefield, and has a pretty serious team again with Clinch MMA. We've seen Coach Sal out here, Paul Chang, the whole team. These guys push it hard. Later on, we're going to see Dan Kajich in our co-main event, a teammate of Scott Pipping as well. Showed in the past that he was a pretty well-rounded fighter. I think he's going to probably try and keep this fight on its feet. The opponent, obviously, Colm Considine, known for his ground game a little bit more, even though he's a bit of a mystery. I got to think that Scott comes in here, catch weight of 190, both these guys trying to find a home. He tries to get a victory locked up early.
Two very different body types. Scott Pipping, short, stocky, but he's the striker, and it's the tall, lanky guy that's the ground guy. So we'll see where this goes. Very interesting.
Body type setup, that's not a good story for Pipping, as susceptible to arm bars, triangles, off of the back submissions that can cause a problem when there's a bigger body type with a longer leg, longer reach in the legs like Colm has here. This will be interesting, and once again, two major gyms here in the Lower Mainland as Universal takes on Clinch MMA in our last fight of the prelims before we get set to go live. New Brunswick to Victoria, New Brunswick to Tofino, let's call it, on the Fight Network.
Yeah, absolutely, you are right. All right, let's get the fighters introduced. Inside the cage we go. Here is Ryan Ventura.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next fight is a 190-pound catchweight bout scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first the fighter in the blue corner. This man stands at 6 feet, 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 190.5 pounds. With a record of 1 win, no losses. Making his BFL debut representing Universal MMA in North Vancouver, BC. Colm Considine. And his opponent in the red corner. This man stands at 5 feet, 11 inches tall. He weighed in at 188.7 pounds. With a record of 1 win, 1 loss. Making his second BFL appearance representing Clinch MMA in Port Coquitlam, BC, Scott Pipping. And your man in charge of the action is Kevin Dornan.
Kevin Dornan is our referee in this fight. Scott Pipping wearing the black with red and white trim. It is Colm Considine in the black with white and gray trim. There you see Colm in your shot right there. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. This one also a novice amateur. Good knee to the body from Considine.
Can expect Pipping to try to stay pretty compact here. Not going to be wanting to be taken down too early if he can help it. going to avoid that high kick as well too, as we see a pretty big difference in leg reach, Craig. Not something that's measured very often, but you can see just from the height of the waist of the shorts of these two gentlemen, a big reach advantage with the legs for Mr. Considine here.
Yeah,
Nice.
Considine, he signals he got that heel landed in a place where you don't want it to land, so he's just going to take a couple-minute break.
Some pretty solid back artwork on the back of Scott Pipping there. Not sure if that's a local designer or not, but that's one of the better back pieces we've seen in a while. Nice turning back kick to the head there. Didn't land, but Considine showing that he's got a little bit of spinning kicks in his arsenal.
Yeah, some good striking displayed so far from Considine.
Oh, big overhand right, misses by Pipping, but he had bad intentions.
Pipping, though, coming in close, and it's Considine with the takedown. But nice
Nice
scramble from Pipping, and now it's Pipping on top. Full guard of Considine, but don't forget, Considine likes his submissions. And with that long body, look for him to try and swing a leg over and go for a triangle.
That's exactly what I was talking about, Craig, and you might see it right here, as I was saying, those long legs looking
Now he's
for
going
an
for
arm
the
bar,
arm.
maybe. Might be looking for a triangle here, though, Craig. It's right there for him if he can pull that ankle down.
Yeah, now he's looking to pull the head down there and lock in that triangle a little bit here.
He lost it.
And there's
Armbar,
the
though,
tap,
that's
the
it.
armbar. Colm Considine, wow, big armbar victory, first round for him. And we talked about the ground game of Colm Considine, those long limbs. He transitioned from going from the armbar to the triangle and back to the armbar, and he sunk it in, and that was all she wrote for Scott Pipping.
You know, as I said, that compact body type can sometimes do you a disservice on the ground with a guy that's got a long set of legs like that. Dennis Kang quite excited there for one of his young students. Colm Considine, you know, just a beautiful job off of his back. Right away transitioned to the triangle, couldn't finish the triangle, tried to turn it over, was able to get that back armbar, almost an inverted armbar. And, you know, Colm Considine with a great job there. A little bit of a contingent here cheering for him as well. Now we send it up for our official decision. Here's our guy, Ryan Ventura.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has called for a stoppage at 1 minute, 28 seconds in the very first round. For your winner by armbar submission, Colm Considine.
Colm Considine improves to 2-0, gets his first legitimate victory in mixed martial arts. So way to go, Colm Considine.